Hello, we solved this question from WASSCE June 2013, question number 4a, and says that if sin x equals 5 out of 13 and x is greater than or equal to angle 0 degrees but less than or equal to angle 90 degrees, find without using tables or calculator cos x minus 2 sin x all divided by tan x. So that is the condition that we have been given. We have been given sin of x to be 5 out of 13. That is the first thing here. And we are told that the angle x is an acute angle, that is, it's an angle that is less than 90 degrees. So that should tell us that the angle x is found in the first quadrant. And we are also told not to use tables or calculator, and that is to mean that we have to show work. But before I even begin to do this, I'm going to use calculator to find the final answer, such that when I show work, I will be very sure that in the end, whatever I get in the end, I'll be very sure that I have had the correct answer. So let me show you something. Before I even proceed, that is not part of the work. This is just to make sure that what I'm doing is correct. Alright, so that is my calculator, and that's what I've been given. I am told that sin x is equal to 5 out of 13, and I can find the value of x by finding sine inverse of 5 out of 13. So I will type sine inverse of 5 out of 13 here. Alright, so that's what I'm gonna do, and that is the answer. So the answer is x, so that is x, and I am asked to evaluate cos x minus 2 sin x. So I'm now going to evaluate that. So I will type cos, and I'll type cos of the answer, that is the x, minus 2 sine of the answer, which is still the x, divided by 2 tan of the answer, which is the x. So what am I getting? I am getting 12 out of 65. So I'm going to write this answer somewhere, and after solving this, after proving it with methods, I have to get this answer 12 out of 65, else I am wrong. One thing that a calculator can do is that it can put your delicate steps in check. Alright, so let me go. 12 out of 65. First, let me write it down somewhere. So we should get the final answer to be 12 out of 65. Alright, so how do we solve this? We are told that sine of x is equal to this. Sine is a trigonometric ratio. Because sine is a trigonometric ratio, we use right angle triangles. But we are told that this right angle triangle is found in the first quadrant. So dealing with trigonometry, I'm going to draw the xy axis here. So there is something like this. See this? So there is the x axis and there is the y axis, and for trigonometry we have here to be 0, there to be 90. It goes that way. Trigonometry, we measure the angle from the positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. So that is the first quadrant, and we are told that the angle x is less than 90 degrees, so it lies somewhere here. So we should have the right angle triangle somewhere here. So let me draw a right angle triangle here. So it's something like this, and if I put the angle x here, we are told that sine of x and sine from the in the manners of the trigonometric ratios, that is SOHCAHTOA, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So if you look at this right angle triangle, this side is the hypotenuse and the angle x is opposite to the side. So the side that it is opposite to is gonna be 5, and this side will be 13. All right, so that's what we're gonna do here. Now we know two sides of the right angle triangle. Because we know two sides, we can find the third side by using Pythagoras theorem. So we are considering this right angle triangle. So let me label it here. Let me say here is say A, B, or C. Or should I bring the right angle triangle down here so that you can have a better look at it? Let me put it down here. So it's something like this. If here is A, here is B, here is C, then we have here to be 13, here's 5, and we don't know the length AB. So we can find AB because there is a right angle triangle, and we can say by using Pythagoras theorem, by using Pythagoras theorem. You know, the square of the hypotenuse, that is AC squared, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, so that is AB squared plus BC squared. Alright, AC is 13, so we have 13 squared. Then we have AB squared here. Then we have BC is 5, so we have 5 squared here. 13 squared is 169. AB squared, we don't know it. And 5 squared is 25, so we're going to have 169 minus 25 equals AB squared. Okay, so when we subtract this from that, we get 144. So AB squared is equal to this. And to find the length of B, we need to take square root of both sides, so that we get the length of AB to be 12. Alright, so we have 12 units. Let me add this because we don't know whether it is centimeters or meters or whatever. So here is 12. Alright, so now that we know the length around this, we can simplify this because we are dealing with trigonometric ratios. We are dealing with cos, sine, tan. Alright, so now let's go on to simplify or to solve what we've been asked to do. Okay, we are asked to simplify the cos x minus, let me look at it again. Okay, minus 2 sine x all over 2 tan x. Okay, so now let us find these things. First, let us write this down. First, we know sine x. Remember that sine x was given to us as 5 out of 13. So we know sine x here, we know sine x here. So we have to find cos x. What about cos x? Do we know cos x? Of course, we can find cos x. So we go back to the right angle triangle. This right angle triangle, this length AC is called the hypotenuse. So this side is the hypotenuse side because this is the side opposite to the 90 degrees angle. And then let us see, we have the angle x here. From this diagram, we put the angle x here. So the angle s is opposite to this side, that is the 5. So this side becomes the opposite side to the angle x. And of course, that makes the third side here, that is the side AB, becomes adjacent to x. Alright, so cos, that is C-A-H, you know, SOHCAHTOA, that is adjacent over hypotenuse. And if you look at a triangle, the adjacent side is 12, and then the hypotenuse is 13. So this is the cos x. We are left with the last one, that is we need to know tan x. Tan, that is TOA, you know, we are talking about SOHCAHTOA, so TOA. Tan T is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite side here is 5 and the adjacent side is 12. So that is tan x. So we know the 3 here, so we can just substitute these things. So let us go on here. So first, we have cos x here. So cos x is 12 out of 13 minus. Then we have 2 times sine x. Sine x is 5 out of 13. Okay. All divided by 2. 2 times tan x. Tan x is 5 out of 12. Okay. So that is that. So we are going to simplify this, and after everything, we should be getting what the calculator had. That is the answer, 12 out of 65. And if we can get that, then we are sure that we are correct. Okay, so let's go. All right, first let's deal with the bracket. You know, I'm very sure that you know about math, so we are going to deal with the bracket first here. So we simplify this and we get 2 times 5, 10. So we get 10 out of 13. So we have all divided by, and here 2. We can do some slight cancellation here. We can say 2 times 5, 10 out of 12. Still, it will boil down to this. 2 here, 1. 2 into 12 is 6. So we can write 5 out of 6 here. Okay, that is pretty simple. Now the top fraction, because they have the same denominator, we can just subtract their numerator. 12 minus 10 is 2. So we have 2 out of 13 for the top. So we have this divided by the denominator, and what are we having here? We're having 5 out of 6 down here. So let me write it this way. Let me write it as 2 out of 13 divided by 5 out of 6. So we can change the division sign to multiplication, 2 out of 13, and when we do that, when we change this to multiplication, we will have this term reciprocating. So we have 6 out of 5 rather, and then 2 times 6 is 12, and 13 times 5, I think it should give me 65. All right, let me see. 13 times 5, 5, 3, 15, 1, 5, 1, 5 plus 1, 65. So 12 out of 65 is the final answer. And remember, the calculator gave us 12 out of 65. So whenever they say don't use calculator, please use it. Use it and find the answer so that you can be able to confirm that you are correct, so that in the event you make some slight mistakes during the computations or calculation, you can go back and make sure that you've done the correct thing. So that is how we solve this question. It's pretty simple, and I hope that you love it. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do it, and then click the like button to like this video. Thank you.